a yard, for a foot, or an inch. Yeah, I fight for you all. It's the truth and I'm in. Yeah, I fight for every breath that I take.
What's up? It's the Gigabyte Grizzly Brohemian, and this is a messed up time we live in, so I need you all to do me a favor. Wear your mask. Like this, not like this, or like this, or like this, like this. Wear your mask. It's for your safety and mine. Because if I see you without one, I'm gonna pump kick a mask onto your face. Got it?
Announcement from Benjamin C. Steele talking to you about wearing a mask. Not this one, but this one. With everything going on right now with this pandemic, you need to wear a mask. My mask is for your safety. Your mask is for mine. Now, I don't care what your uncles, brothers, best friends, mailman's roommate from college put on social media. Chances are they didn't think it through, and there's a very better than average chance that they're an idiot. So when you go outside, you put on your little mask over your face, put the little straps around your ears, and we're all going to be a lot safer. This is a team.
Zeke Mercer, one half of the Tag Team Champions. I'm here to tell you that if you want to be a champion, if you want to survive this thing, wear your freaking mask, okay? It comes in all different colors. You can get Eclipse Blue, JC White and Black, or even hell, Blue and Gold. But guys, please, also remember, please, it goes over the nose. Over the nose. Thank you.
For a foot or an inch, yeah, I fight for you all. It's the truth and I'm in, yeah, I fight for referee breath.
Parental discretion is advised.
This show is brought to you by IndyWrestling.us and IndyWrestling.network for your independent wrestling entertainment. Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. Just Pro Wrestling News Podcast. No filler, no pop-ups. Production services by Sidekick Media Services. And listeners like you, supporting us at patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it.
It is the Wrestling Mayhem Show, episode 782. Tuesdays, we've been talking about professionalized wrestling. I'm Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on the Twitter here, and we are ready to talk some more professionalized wrestling of a nature from our panel of expert fans that may have been around wrestling in some way or capacity, but I will always pause, and I think I did this last night. We are fans of wrestling. Some of us work maybe closer to wrestling than others, but we still are from a fan perspective. I want to make that point. We don't know more than others about the business or anything like that. We are not wrestlers. We are not bookers. I don't know how the fuck any of those people operate, to be quite honest. I don't even know the math of how an indie promotion even exists at this point. Anyways, so our not expert panel with us, first of all, from Beacon, New York. He's the only Mayhemmer with a future endeavor from the WWE. See, I told you some of us have been closer than others. Mad Mike.
Sorg, I just want everyone to know I have a BS in BS.
That's for sure.
So I mean, my degree may be in pro wrestling, but it is BS and BS.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
Well, I mean,
I don't even know how.
Now wait a minute. Wait a minute. Excuse me for a moment.
Yeah.
And follow me on this. Isn't pro wrestling the ultimate BS in the long run? I mean, not even what we think. Not even our opinions about. Not even our thoughts on the booking and such, but just the concept of professional wrestling is BS, right?
It's all the work, brother.
It's all work, brother.
It's all the work, brother.
Anyways, don't say the F word though. Also with us of Rizz Plays Games, the Rizz.
I have never taken a chop, a kick, any slam at all.
Whoa, wait, you've never been chopped?
Wait, hold on.
You've been chopped.
Hold on, Rizz. I've taken chops.
Chachi's gotten kicked in the nuts. So
yeah, I've been kicked in the nuts.
By a pro wrestler.
I technically had a chair bump at an IWC show once.
The chair broke. To be fair, he was sitting in the chair as a fan and it broke.
But I consider it a bump because it was an indie show.
You did sell the shit out of it, though.
I did.
I give you that.
And honestly, it fucking hurt.
There you go.
Was that the one? I think we were probably at the same event.
I think it was the one where Wheels and I were screaming at each other from across the venue.
That is. But yeah, I have never. I don't know shit about wrestling, but I like it. I don't need to know all that.
I like that. I like that.
Sorg, I think we have a new tagline.
Hold on. I want to write that down.
We don't know shit about wrestling, but we like it.
I don't know shit
Like,
about wrestling, but
that's-
well, hold on. While I'm taking care of that, also with us from California.
Not Pennsylvania.
No, not Pennsylvania. California, Long Beach, California, where something important's happening over there, whether it's about your new phone or your maybe new governor. I don't know. Alex Kahrs of Occupy Pro Wrestling is back with us. How you doing, sir?
Yeah, hi. So tonight I'm joining you all here from the still apparently unnamed new venue for NXT 2.0.
The Gap Zone.
And you can tell that I'm actually here and not in front of a green screen because I am wearing a green shirt. So, I'm happy to hang out with y'all and chat wrestling tonight. I believe this is my second week in a row, which first time in a bit that I've been here back-to-back weeks. I guess this makes me a co-host now. But,
Actually, it's like
I
three
think-
times.
I think you were technically a co-host already.
Yeah.
I know, I just felt like anyways. So
I
yeah,
feel, I feel
happy to be here.
we should probably update the rules because we've had a lot of people who have been here 5
I think
times.
Jock
Listen,
Sampson's a co-host
hey,
now too. So
Listen, you
I
know,
mean, we
you know
got
the
a lot,
rules,
like
but I don't.
Ziggy's a co-host.
Oh, Ziggy's
Badger's
definitely a
Ziggy's a
co-host.
co-host.
Badger's
Yes.
a co-host.
Yes.
Lawless. was-
Lawless is a co-host,
Yep.
definitely. I don't count. Oh fuck, what's his name? The fake professor.
Oh,
Because he's only.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, I
you
mean,
could-
he was a phone in though.
No,
but I
no,
don't know about
he's
that.
a phone in. That's the thing. You
Yeah,
don't
so
count it.
I mean,
Don't
that's
count it.
that's
You gotta
be-
yeah,
and he's a phone
I'm a little
he's a-
iffy on that one.
and he's a
So
You gotta
phone
be
in
in
professor, too.
studio. You gotta be in studio or a Zoom guest during COVID.
no. Zoom guests count because there's so many. I mean, Mike, then you would never have been a co-host even to this
That's
day.
not true.
very true.
That's not true. I've been in studio 3 times.
Okay.
That's true.
That is true. But there's so many.
Yeah,
Alex, for
we
instance.
saw-
I mean, Alex is pretty much.
Well,
I
Alex
mean, at
should
this
get in
point.
this car.
But you get in his car. Listen, listen.
Alex,
To be
get in
fair,
your car.
my wife did from Northern California get in her car. Well, actually, it was somebody else's car and drive across America to Western New
Alex,
York
here's
last
what you-
week. So,
here's what you
Alex,
need to do.
Alex, what's your excuse?
Yeah, Alex. Get in
Well, I'll
your
tell you
fucking
what.
car.
When someone else can pay for my gas to get over
Oh,
there.
All right, no, Alex.
I
Here's
won't
what you
do
need
that.
to do. You need to take your money. You need to buy a person-sized suitcase, and next time Missy drives back,
Mm-hmm.
you need to just somehow Toy Story yourself into that car.
Because you know what's happening.
Story
Well, the rest of the family is driving back this week, so then that's why Missy's not here. So well, not that she's ever here, but what?
We have a new champion in NXT.
Hold on that for a second, because I have
And
some
I'm very
business to
excited.
conduct. We have to have some business to conduct here. So, hey guys, this is the Wrestling Mayhem Show. We're here at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. You can email us at
Good time.
goodtimes at WrestlingMayhemShow.com, 412-206-WMS0, Matt Mayhem Show on the Twitter, the delayed action, Facebook, great wrestling page, Wrestling Mayhem Show page and group. A lot of great discussion happening over there. And we are typically live every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern on Facebook Live, as well as the Wrestling Mayhem Show YouTube, the Sorgatron Media, and IndyWrestling.us Twitch, and the IndyWrestling.us YouTube,
I am on
wherever.
the Twitch right now.
What's that?
I am I'm manning that Twitch channel right now.
Oh, you're keeping an eye on that for me. Okay.
yes, I am.
Yeah, so we decided,
Twitch.
since so many
It's been-
people are subscribed to our IndyWrestling.us channel, and we need more content, we're live over there for everybody that subscribes us to that. So
Show
somebody,
us you're a fan of the
and-
Mayhem Show without telling us you're a fan of the Mayhem Show. Emotes only.
there you go. And speaking of emotes, I do believe we're having some side conversations about that, and maybe we'll have some
Oh, we
Mayhem
are.
specific emotes
Ri-
happening on IndyWrestling.us. So
Rizz,
I mean-
did I use Rizz? Did I use Twitch logo correct? Limbo.
Jargon? Yeah.
Yes, correctly. Did I
there you
use
go.
it?
There you go. There it is.
Cool. Because I'm not on Twitch.
No idea.
I'm
what
not on
we're doing
Twitch. I'm not on
Twitch.
TikTok.
I-
Anything that starts with a T
listen,
that's not
What's a
Twitter.
tic-tac?
Listen, we are starting a Twitch team basically for IndyWrestling.us and Wrestling Mayhem Show, and that consists of Rizz, Dutters, and Alex. And
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
so
so we really got all the bases covered.
oh yeah, we
A
do.
tall
We do.
lady, a nerdy guy, and someone from Silicon Valley.
Well,
Got it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a Twitch channel right there, isn't it?
That is.
I mean,
that
we're-
is a Twitch channel.
I mean,
That
stop manning the chat room. You guys should just do a show together. So I mean, geez.
All we needed is a nice influx
Rizz,
of money.
man,
and we
it's
got
fine.
it.
Man, why have we not had Dutters just get a kiddie pool in her living room and Twitch from there? because
Hey, that's
That's
a
a
thing.
thing,
That's a
Sorg.
thing on Twitch.
I know
was
it
gonna
is.
say-
No, I
was
know
gonna
it
say-
is.
Twitch.
So
I was gonna
And-
say, Rizz, when are you buying your indoor hot tub?
I mean,
Oh, I wish I can.
I mean, why don't we have the Dutters and Boba Fett show? With and jeez, why would okay?
I mean, the Boba Fett show, you might get some copyright issues there.
Well,
because
but still, if
think
she's got a
they're-
cardboard cutout and she's got an AT-AT that she keeps as a pet. I think she walks it on a leash. Anyways, we gotta get back to the business. Please subscribe to all the places: Sorgatron Media Master Feed, and of course, thank you to our Patreon supporters at patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show, including our friends at the fan of the show level, Bo Diggity! Woo! As well as Ed Burke and Team Hammer Fist down there in Florida. Poppy Club level Dave Potter, OccupyProWrestling.com. That's you, Alex. I was like,
Oh,
were you surprised?
That's
Did I shock you? What's happening?
I'm shocked.
like, wait,
no,
No,
like,
go
the-
what?
the whole-
What?
what?
sorry, I've exposed us to gimmick of complete delays the whole night. Sorry.
Oh, no problem, no problem. We are going across country, aren't we? As well as Pizza Club love our friends Doc Revenue, Kyle Turner, the Rizz. That's you.
Oh.
Rizz.
and
that's just a
and
reaction
Bobby
from all
FJ
the
Town
patrons
and
on the
manager
show.
level Bradley Ruthers and Tina Keys. Bradley's been sending me messages
No.
Are they
that are
about butts?
strange noises over
Don't answer him.
Is he
voice
saying Chase
messages,
Gold?
like just these voice messages, and they're like, "Woo!" Patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show.
Is he-
You know what?
You
You know,
need to
because
tell
I
the
promised. I promised to play them last night, and I didn't.
No,
and-
no, Sorg.
Yes.
If he wants his voice to be heard in creepy audio,
I don't know if that's
he-
his voice.
he knows exactly what to do.
And where to
Send that
Hold on.
sound
Okay.
to the Mayhem hotline.
Yeah, he really should. But he's just
Yeah.
sending to me personally, so I don't know what this means. It doesn't even. It's not even.
Scary.
Hold on. Let's try this again.
Oh, boy.
I hope one of those voice messages is just him saying Chase Gold.
I don't know. None of them are.
No.
That would seem to make so.
What are we even doing? Oh Lord.
Is that?
What the fuck is this, Bradley?
I think that's
What is
the
happening?
sound. I think that's the sound he really makes when he sees butts.
Man, that
I
thing.
think that's what it
He
is.
must have been watching the sex scenes from Heels. I don't know what the fuck is happening.
No, you know what that
I
is?
think I've heard.
That's
I
the
don't
theme
even-
song to NXT 2.0.
Oh, must be. Speaking of which, I understand something's happened now. That we're kind of following the buzz. We've obviously been busy with the show and calamity that's been happening here tonight.
Yes.
So there is a new NXT. There's a lot
Full
happening.
spoilers. I'm
Full
about
spoilers
to
right
say
now, yes.
Who wins the NXT title? If you have not watched it yet and you care, Sorg,
Earmuffs.
Hmm.
love is in the air
Hmm?
because we are not only getting a wedding tonight.
Oh.
The NXT Championship has been reunited with, I dare say, it's true love. Tommaso Ciampa.
Oh my. Oh
Yes.
my.
Yes.
There it is. And
Goldie
new.
Comes home. You love to see it.
You know, I wish Survivor Series was this Sunday so we could see Big E versus Ciampa versus Reigns.
Mhm.
Fuck me.
Mhm.
I would kill to see that
Fuck
match.
yeah. Hell yeah.
Jesus.
I love it. I love it. So, how is Nickelodeon NXT tonight? From what we can see, otherwise, like, does it seem like other than new champion, like, have we seen the presentation? Have we seen anything out of it? I know, of course, Alex, you're kind of stuck on the West Coast no man's zone that you don't get to see it live. But
Still got about an hour.
we got some pictures of what's going on there. Thanks to the Twitter.
I heard Cameron Grimes got slimed tonight, so I'm down with it.
He said those 3 words.
Mhm.
I don't know.
All right. I wanted to watch NXT fully, so I've just been following via social media. But it definitely looks like a new season of SNL,
Oh my God!
where the set's different.
The
There
set
are
is
new
way
characters. There are other characters that aren't going to get as much of a shine. Some people have new hair color, like Mandy Rose. She's a brunette now. So yeah, things are happening.
There was some other.
And
Go ahead.
Rick Steiner's son debuted.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And A Train's son debuted, who I will now affectionately refer to as Leo del A Train.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why are they doing this to LA Knight? Why just decide not to have him in the main event?
Rizz, the main event is love.
Okay.
No, LA Knight was in the match.
Okay.
Oh, he was in the match?
Yeah, he was in the match.
He also had a match in the beginning, didn't he?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was in the match.
Oh.
And Kyle O'Reilly was not in the match.
Oh.
Yeah, Pete Dunne and LA Knight were still in the match.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're fine.
Yeah, I'm fine.
So if anything, LA Knight has
LA
an
Knight.
excuse
Yeah.
for why he didn't win because he was in a match earlier in the evening.
All right. Well, I gotta tell you, right off the bat, I'm just looking at videos and clips of the show, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm not excited to see this show.
Oh, why not?
Between the visuals and everything, I just like. Here's the thing, pal.
It's very out there.
It's some choices, or it's lack of choices in just deciding everything. I listen. I feel like NXT was cool and gritty and everything. Like I feel like this is not that. This is just this is just neon vomit in the set. It's too bright. It's too. I don't know.
I kind of like the openness of the arena. I think the openness looks pretty cool. Like
guess.
with all the house lights on, you can see the fans and everything. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's kind of a cool setup because especially going from where they were with the CWC where you couldn't tell if there were actually fans there.
But to be clear, this is the same room.
Oh, yeah,
This
of course it
redesigned,
is.
So.
Of course it is. But,
Yeah.
like, I feel like I think
And
I've said this before, I'm not going to... The pandemic wrestling was the least kind to NXT.
Yes.
It was and it needed it was. It flat out was. AEW was able to have, Daly's place.
Yes.
Raw and SmackDown were able to have that giant ass Thunderdome where it looked like a big arena. NXT was just stuck. It looked like they were filming out of a damn Circuit City.
Okay.
Like it was just stuck. It needed a refresh. It needed a complete overhaul of everything. And I think it looks different enough to stand out and to be noticed. As far as the stage, it's a little much. A little much, but I think it's one of those things. It's like, all right, little. It's like when you get a new piece of furniture, and you put it in your living room, and you're like, wow, that looks really different. But you give it a week, and you're like, okay, yeah, this is just the room now. Like I think that's what it is because you're going from almost no coloring on that stage to someone just threw a bunch of Crayola shit on there, which is fine. I think it's fine. Like I think in a month it's not gonna matter because I just think it's not gonna matter at that point.
It's not. It's. I think, just like Mike said, it's gonna be there, whether you want to or not. It's gonna be there, and whether that you do like it or you don't, in a few months, everybody's gonna be at the same level of like, okay, it's the new NXT, it's NXT 2.0, NXT Ever Rise, whatever you want to call it. NXT Bad Boys, but it's there, and it's gonna wear on you. It's gonna wear on the fans. It's gonna wear on everybody that's watching. So yeah, I like the design of the logo. Like, was one of the ones who probably liked the design of the logo a little bit more than the logo, but that's just me. But in fairness, it's just the logo. The people that are in the crowd, the people that are in the wrestlers that are wrestling, that's there. That's what's going to make it.
No, absolutely. Yeah, it's about the action in the ring more than the
Yeah.
presentation, right? No, I'm with you on that. So it's just initially the
But yeah,
the
you are also
2
right.
the
It's
2.0 buzz doesn't get me. Just like we just started seeing commercials for the draft. Fuck off, WWE. I don't give a fuck about your draft. It's bullshit. I've been so fucking warm with that before. I didn't care about WWE over the last several months. So it's. I've been telling the draft to fuck off for about 3 years now. So
Make
Well,
your
that's
product
because
better.
it hasn't been a draft.
yeah,
Mm.
well,
It hasn't.
No,
been,
it
it
hasn't.
hasn't. It has because a draft requires people making draft picks.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a reorganizing of the roster, and a lot of times it's just moving the same feuds from Raw to SmackDown and from
Right.
SmackDown to Raw.
Which is literally what happened last time.
Now, if they wanted to make it interesting, have a draft of 5 people each,
Mm-hmm.
or only 5 people, like you're 5 or 10 people, 5 or 10 people for each show, and then anyone who isn't drafted gets to go wherever the hell they damn well want to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like that, I think that's kind of the way to go.
So I mean, we're refreshing. We're doing whatever, we got Big E. We talked about last night. Big E, new champion on WWE Raw, which leads some really interesting possibilities. I know everybody's kind of excited about these. I saw Mega Ran of all people today on Facebook saying about the prospect of, man, we're going to get Big E and Roman Reigns potentially at Survivor Series kind of thing if we do a champion situation again.
I think on the draft night,
Mhm.
we're gonna get Big E versus Goldberg
On draft night?
on draft night, because all right, this is me putting on my fake Booker hat, even though I don't know shit about wrestling.
But like WWE Booker hat, right? Like,
Yeah, my
that's
WWE
that's a different
Booker hat.
version.
Booker
There's
T.
what we would like
The Booker
to
T
have in WWE, and realistically the way WWE is.
Yes. All right. So if I'm WWE Champion Big E on that last night in the draft,
Mm-hmm.
I come out to open the show because you're Raw. You're gonna open with the champion doing an opening show promo. I come out and I say, hey, with this being the draft, it could be Goldberg's last night on Raw. I would be remiss in my duties as a champion and as a man if I didn't challenge Bill Goldberg to a match for the WWE Championship tonight on Raw. Because Big E has been pounding that drum for well over a year and a half, 2 years now.
About getting Goldberg.
Big meaty men slapping meat. That's what he's always wanted.
This isn't like the Goldberg Riddle thing where Goldberg just doesn't give a shit.
No, where Riddle's just being an asshole. No, this is like, if you listen to the whole clip of Big E, he's like, we're not gonna have work rate. We're just big meaty men slapping meat, and honestly, that's all you need.
I'm here for it.
You need them clashing for 5 minutes. Then Lashley comes in, fucks the whole thing up,
Mm-hmm.
and you get your tag match or whatever you're gonna do from it. That's fine. But give Big E his dream match.
Sure.
It's not often we get to do where a wrestler says on record repeatedly that this is a dream match that they want to have. And that's why give Lashley Brock Lesnar.
Mm-hmm.
Just give it to him. Give it to him in Saudi. I don't care where it is. Just give it to him. A guy that has been working hard for the company says he wants a dream match with a guy that's realistically able to have a dream match with him in the same company.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't Woods asking for a match with Too Cold Scorpio. It's not,
Even though that still would be an awesome match.
of course it would be.
Too Cold still can go.
Yeah, of course. But just let it happen. And plus, if you can plug Goldberg wrestling on a Raw, that's gonna pop a rating. It is. I don't like it. It's not for me, but it is. And you're going
Who's
up
that gonna
against football
pop,
now.
though?
All the Goldberg fans.
Oh, dude, yeah. That's the reason Goldberg comes back. If you think Goldberg comes back and you don't see the needle move from the general WWE fan base, by the way, this podcast does not represent the general WWE fan base. I want to make that clear.
That's true.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
I don't know. And really, is there one? Like, where is the WWE super fan?
Remember
podcast.
Remember that commercial where it was like for the network? It was the guy that says, "I'm not a wrestling fan. I'm a
WWE fan." Yeah. Oh
He
yeah.
had, like, a
It was like
tattoo and
yeah.
everything, and he
Oh
got
yeah.
shit
Message
on for it.
received. Okay.
Yeah.
Message received.
But I'd be excited for it because I'm a big E fan.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh yeah. Sure.
seeing him happy makes me happy.
The world happy.
Seeing like reactions from everyone on Twitter about it, from wrestlers in WWE to fans to Faye Jackson, their reactions made it feel real, made it feel awesome to have it happen, and to have like you said, Mike, to have that moment for Big E. Give Goldberg to Big E. Just
do it.
Even if it's just ringing the bell, them doing the WrestleMania 30 thing where they're just rotating around the ring for 2 minutes.
I don't know, Rizz. It's not big meaty men rotating around each other.
Oh no! Then they start.
That's a rotisserie.
Then they.
That
Oh.
God.
Pro
WWE
wrestling rotisserie. There's your show
WWE
title.
Rotisserie Draft.
But yeah, just having you just have that moment.
I can see
Oh,
Sorg right now is Googling how to spell rotisserie.
No, I'll just figure it out later.
But yeah, just do it. And like I said, and going back to your point about the draft, Sorg. Why?
Fuck the draft. Oh wait,
Yeah.
is that what that was for?
Yeah, that was it. That was correct.
You mean the
That was
superstar
correct-
shakeup?
That was the correct answer.
That's what
for
the
that.
draft amounts to, really.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make sense when the Royal Rumble,
Mm-hmm.
Money in the Bank,
Mm-hmm.
and you can have and people are just jumping over to other companies. What am I? AW? Brands. Just having Big E on Raw brings the New Day is now not broken up.
Mm-hmm.
And it has that moment of just what's the point of the draft?
Mm-hmm.
There is none.
And that's why I'm where I am.
I do want to bring something up about that though, and it ties in a little bit with the situation with the New Day as well. Funny enough, so I was just thinking, I feel like last year around this time we got the draft, or rather, I guess mid-October, because it was the second week that SmackDown was on Fox. Or no, not last year. I'm sorry.
Maybe a month
All
in,
the
right?
days are a blur.
Yeah.
I'm talking about 2019 after. I'm sorry. I'm remembering now. This was 2 years ago. Sorry.
Yeah.
2019 after, the week after they premiered on Fox. They
Mhm.
did that draft, and it made sense then, to do it at that time, in some sense, because a
Because it
draft.
looked like a draft.
Yeah, a draft like that works there because of the fact that it's why I love the fact that SmackDown's on a different network than Raw, especially
for now.
not only on a different network but a different they're not connected by the same parent company,
For now.
And it's-
At the
yeah,
moment,
so-
yeah.
Anyways, and the reason I bring up the New Day is because I'm remembering now, when we had the last draft, we had the whole thing about Big E being drafted to SmackDown, or No, I guess it. I guess
No,
it,
no. Big E was drafted to SmackDown, and
yeah, he was
Kofi,
mad.
Kofi
Right,
and
right,
Rich
okay.
were drafted to
Yeah.
Raw.
And so now the slightly pessimistic cynic in me is like, so we finally brought the New Day back together. I'm really, really hoping that this upcoming draft isn't.
No, that's
No, they're not gonna break him up again.
in WWE
Just because
fashion,
it's been like because it. When just for a refresher, because now I'm realizing I'm getting all my days mixed up here. When was that previous draft?
I don't know. Probably 2019.
Well, yeah, there was that one. I'm trying. I
Well,
remember
no,
there
it was
one
in
last-
2020. I don't know when it was because
Right.
2020 literally happened in
2020 is
either
like a blur.
week or 37 years, depending on who you
Yeah.
ask.
Right. So my point, and I think that's the other thing about the draft that is a bit annoying, and that's why I made the joke earlier about it basically being the
It was
Superstar
around the
shakeup.
same time.
Okay, so
It
so
was
it's at
October-
least been halfway.
October 9th and October 12th.
Okay, so the draft is an annual thing on
Yeah, it was
roughly
like
the
it
same
was like the
time.
next
That's
week.
good.
Yeah.
Because let's not forget there was that stretch of time where they'd have these superstar shakeups, but I think there was 1 year where we had at least 2 of them within a couple months of each other or something. Then you had the wild card rule. Then you just had people showing up on whatever show they wanted.
Well, I think they're also dealing with shortened rosters at the
Right.
time because
right,
there
right.
are a lot of people who couldn't make the shows for certain reasons
Mhm.
because we
Mhm.
were
That's
in the
true,
middle
yeah.
of a global pandemic.
Well,
So,
I'm
I
not.
mean-
I'm not talking. I'm not. I don't remember how much of this was happening last year, but I see your point. Otherwise, yeah.
Oh, it was all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It was all the time. I mean, WrestleMania 36 had people from NXT on the show for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
Like
True,
it was
yeah.
like it was happening all the time. So I mean, I think the big thing that they could do to make the draft matter, and this is an easy thing to do, but I think it would help tremendously. Split up Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce. Put one of them on Raw, one of them on SmackDown. They still work together to make matches, but they're the ones that control the rosters for each show.
Mm-hmm.
And to be clear, we're not. Are you wanting to call them general managers, or
No,
have we
no,
completely
no,
moved
no,
on from that
no.
at this point?
No, you don't have to.
Okay.
You don't have to call them general managers because they can still make decisions together, but like draft representatives.
Like
Like-
the thing I don't like about the recent drafts was the fact that it was pitting manager like a manager type to a manager type.
Or when it
Was
was network
pitting-
versus network with Fox versus USA.
Yeah, that too.
That one made sense though.
Yeah, it
That
did
one
a little
made
bit.
sense.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
something to it.
At least,
That's,
yeah.
But
that's
still-
the one that I've liked out of all of these, to be honest. Because you had the Fox Sports freaking mascot in
Yeah, you had the robot.
Yeah.
the room
yeah.
with the rest of them.
Hold on.
I know he had.
You put some respect on his name. He has a name, and it is Cletus.
That's true.
Thank you. I will do my best to put respect on a name that I know. So thank you for the education.
Cleatus.
Wait, wasn't the A a 4?
No, I don't think so.
A is silent.
Jeez.
Leave off the
Jeez.
last S for savings. Yeah, but no,
Oh,
like,
boy.
but that's one thing that can make the draft fresh is to have it be a draft
Mm-hmm.
and not just a reorganizing of talent.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, that's what it is. Like
Mm-hmm.
there needs to be reasons for each draft pick. Like and what you should also do is make the champions not part of the draft.
Yes.
Like make
That gets
Roman,
weird.
like make
Come
Roman
on.
and Big E not part of it. Because
Mhm.
if one of them gets drafted, then you know somehow the other belt is going to be on the other show.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not going to happen.
It always
Like,
works out.
yeah. Now, if you wanted to draft the Bloodline to Raw, wouldn't be opposed to it. Just move the New Day to SmackDown.
Well, on that point, things that make a lot more sense in the independent professional wrestling. Over at IndyWrestling.us, we got a lot of great stuff going on, including the most recent Pro Wrestling Conquest. I just saw Jock Samson share over in the Wrestling Mayhem Show group. When he lit a guy on fire, that was nice of him. Over there with Cole Carter as part of Pro Wrestling Conquest. Book more tag team matches. A great night of tag team wrestling. We saw the West Hollywood Blondes, Lenny and Lodi, as part of that. The former Ascension. I know. Wonderful conversation with Vic of the Ascension, by the way, the Awakening now. That was weird, but it was a really good night. Pretty proper. Our friends Lady Frost and Savage Gentleman Victor Benjamin. Neon Blondes, I think first time teaming up, Danny Moe and Facade. There was a lot of great stuff going on there. TME, the main event, of course, a big part of that. Of course, the driver of shows like that. And of course, our friends from Rise Wrestling, with a Y, Saturday night returned to the Baldwin area, the Pittsburgh area here, with Tiger Style featuring a good send-off for Lee Moriarty, who just received his AEW signing last week. I mean, he got a send-off there, and there's a little bit of send-off on Ring of Honor pay-per-view on Sunday, too. So that's all there. Rise Wrestling, a part of the Indie Wrestling Network. You can go check that out. And, of course, VODs for both the shows. And thank you, everybody that did join us. We did have Pro Wrestling Conquest for the very first time on pay-per-view there on Friday night out of Charleston, West Virginia. And it was a good time. And thank you for everybody that was a part of that. And it was a wild, wild show and a lot of fun. And I'm glad to see more eyeballs getting on Pro Wrestling Conquest. Definitely a promotion to be looking out for. So since we didn't have you guys on night, I mean friend of the show Lee Moriarty again signed, had a great weekend between a fantastic match on Dark Elevation with Danny Garcia and then again through the Rise, Ring of Honor and stuff like that. Rizz, I mean Lee's one that you've seen over the years here in the area, right?
He, bar none, best professional wrestler in North America. Period. That's it. That's the whole conversation. You don't have to put anything else there. He is the best professional wrestler. He's the best athlete. He's athletically the best. He's possibly he's possibly the nicest wrestler in professional wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And he deserves everything he gets.
Absolutely.
Everything. And knowing that he's going to AEW, knowing he's going to go to a better roster with guys like Yuta and Orange, people who he's wrestled before, mixing it up with hopefully Jericho or something like that. But just having him in that mix,
mm-hmm.
making these dream matches possible, makes watching stuff like Dark Evolution or whatever it's called, Elevation,
yeah,
Evolution, whatever, Evolution.
Dark Evolution is a mystery.
But just to see him perform seeing him live, seeing him in action, seeing him just do what he does best, and that's perform at the top level constantly.
It is wild to hear guys like Jay Lethal and Caprice Coleman and people at AEW gush over Lee Moriarty like we do.
Yeah,
I've seen him for years in the Pittsburgh area. That's the wild thing to me.
When Sugar Dunkerton,
yes,
Sugar D, when he was the one who coined the phrase "best wrestler in North America on God," that made me realize that Lee was something special.
Mm-hmm.
Watching him perform, and I mentioned this before. Watching him perform as the Masked Wrestler,
mm-hmm.
knowing he was in this match, not even knowing he was there, and picking him in a lineup of other really good professional wrestlers, with the likes of Yuta Wheeler, just having him there, knowing that he's there, knowing that he's going to give you at least 2, 3, at least 3 really damn good matches per show, or per every time per show on The Masked Wrestler. Like anytime he's on the card, anywhere, and knowing he's going to be on television and knowing performing and loves for a really good company, I really feel amazed that I got to see him before he went out. I got to be a hipster wrestling fan.
Yeah,
once.
you did. You got to be a Lee Moriarty hipster.
I got to be a wrestle fan for once.
No,
But,
absolutely.
Yeah, and so I have a quick question for probably just you. Ask you one question. Lee's going to AEW. Do you have somebody in mind that could possibly be the next Lee?
We kind of had this question last night of like, who's next? Who's next for the signees? And the answer was, for me, watch out for Lady Frost and Victor Benjamin and look for TME. I think I said it last night, and I had some very open thoughts about Pittsburgh professional wrestling in the state of it last night on the show. Listen to Monday Mayhem Warriors for those thoughts. But those are my answers as far as that goes. Are we talking about Pittsburgh people or just the general next internet?
You know what? I mean,
indie darling that's out there that needs to go up.
I know, like, Mike and Alex aren't in Pittsburgh, so I'm going to expand it.
Obviously,
like,
yeah.
Who is that next indie darling? You think this is actually a good big question?
I want RJ City to get his own talk show on Raw. That's
just talk about the Tonka for the
dude.
next,
RJ City
hour?
gets
That's a
you
hard
know
agree from
you
me.
know what?
I'm
gonna say this. This may be controversial amongst this crew. I want RJ City to replace Pat McAfee on commentary.
I take it.
Okay.
You realize like
Yeah.
RJ City has
Yeah.
gotten a mention on like every promotion. He got a mention on Ring of Honor this weekend too because of the Family Feud Dalton Castle stuff, right? And he's involved with WWE on the content side. And I'm certain AEW has brought him up for one reason or another. I swear I've heard his name over on that commentary. Like, he is prolific, like he is the most known on a main stage unsigned wrestler.
On Celebrity Family Feud.
Yes.
He was on Celebrity. Steve Harvey has smirked derisively at RJ City.
RJ City is at least an E-level celebrity. At least.
RJ City was really close to Pee Wee Herman.
Like physically, you mean,
not
not emotionally. Okay.
Physically close.
Okay.
Maybe
RJ
emotionally,
City-
we don't
Maybe
know.
emotionally, you don't know that, Sorg.
Hey, kind of to Mike's point, RJ City has had like his own show basically on the WWE network during freaking WrestleMania.
Well,
weekend.
I think technically it was on YouTube.
Well,
Technically it was on
it was
YouTube,
on both.
but he's been on the bump.
Yeah, he's been on the bump.
Like, because honestly, I think the Pat McAfee on commentary experiment is done.
Okay.
I can't take it.
Okay.
I like SmackDown.
I don't watch it every week, so it hasn't bothered me yet. So
Pat McAfee is so distracting.
He's a fan.
No, but that's not why they're paying him. This is not Lucha Underground. This is not Lucha Underground, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work it would work in NXT. If they want to put him in NXT, it would work there absolutely fine. Let's bring Wade Barrett up to be on SmackDown. Let's bring Beth up to be on SmackDown. Him on SmackDown distracts from every single fucking segment. It distracts from every single segment.
you think he's too much? Yeah.
He's way too much.
Okay.
he's way too much because and I don't know, it just he did like the couple weeks when he wasn't there, gave me life because those
okay. Can we table I've actually been kind of formulating this conversation about commentary for a while, because I feel like everybody has a problem with every commentary team. I don't want to start the conversation now. We'll get to that in a moment. We're going to put that in our what's been our what if segment because we're all kind of discombobulated tonight. So please put a pin in that for a moment. But in the meantime, you can also put a pin in, but I don't know why you wouldn't. That'd be dangerous when you go to eat it. Our friends at New York City style yins are made, sliced on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. And I went for a walk with the puppy to get the pizza tonight, and enjoyed the neighborhood. And again, if you don't have slice on Broadway in the area, sorry Alex, sorry Mike, sorry Tina, there's most of you. Please at least support your local independent.
50% has.
50%.
At least 50% of the group has
the represented tonight.
So Sorg, you peruse for the perfect pepperoni pizza with your petulant puppy?
Yes, I did. Thank you. I was working on that. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this. Let's talk commentary. What do you guys think out there in the chat room? What's a good commentary? What is the best commentary team right now in the chat room? Let us know, and we'll come back after the break.
Savon's Legendary Podcast.
Watch out on the TV network on Roku.
Grind City. And you know this, man.
You know what I'm saying? It's like right place, right time, out of nowhere.
So what you saying?
Former tag team partner coming to save.
Tony Johnson, we saw him battle Edric earlier, but this is a 2-on-1 mugging.
Hey guys, it's Zeke Mercer, one half of the Tag Team Champions. I'm here to tell you that if you want to be a champion, if you want to survive this thing, wear your freaking mask, okay? It comes in all different colors. You can get Eclipse Blue, JC White and Black, or even hell, Blue and Gold. But guys, please, also remember, please, it goes over the nose. Over the nose. Thank you.
world of pro wrestling, it's bigger than ever. So how can you possibly keep up with everything that's happening? Just pro wrestling news. Don't fear falling behind. Give us just 5 minutes every morning, and we'll catch you up on the biggest news in the world of pro wrestling. No filler, no rumors, no spoilers, no pop-ups. Just pro wrestling news. Subscribe on your favorite podcast app or tell your smart speaker to play the Just Pro Wrestling News podcast. Find out more. Go to justprowrestlingnews.com.
For a foot or an inch, yeah, I fight for you all. It's the truth and I'm in, yeah, I fight for referee breath.
We are back, Wrestling Mayhem show. I almost forgot what show we were doing. And
Awesome
we are
cascade.
here, of course. We do have Alex Kahrs out in California. Well,
Hi.
Thank you. Remember, we have audio
Sorry,
listeners.
I had mute on. So I had that.
It's okay. The Rizz
Hi, it's me. Showing a while.
and Mad
I don't
Mike.
know what to do.
And Mad Mike.
Oh, thanks. Yeah,
So
I guess I'm here
before,
too.
yes, you are. Yes, you are. So before we get to the conversation, I put in a pin in. I realized we didn't let Alex answer the who's next, who's the next Lee, who's the next signee, who's the next darling kind of thing. So Alex, let me have you take that, and we'll go to our conversation. We got some great answers, responses in our chat room here to the commentary question.
Awesome. So yeah, so Rizz was asking about who the next big signee would be for either AEW or WWE, or I guess any of the somewhat bigger companies. But let's focus on WWE and AEW for the sake of this conversation. And it was funny because when he asked me and Mike, he was like, "Well, you can expand past Pittsburgh," and my response in my head was, "Well, the good news is." For these two that I have in mind, you don't have to go too much. You don't have to go too much further past Pittsburgh, because I'm looking at the Philly area for these guys.
I think
So my question is, what do you call a very good professional wrestler when he gets signed to one of the big companies? This is just, and for context, because some people might not be aware, not everyone is Rizz. A very good professional wrestler is the current name for the man that used to be Dasher Hatfield in Chikara. He's been going by a very good professional wrestler since the closure, because he is a very good professional wrestler. My question is, what would you call him? Anyways, that's one of my picks. The other guy is a guy who, quite frankly, it is a travesty that he has not been signed to either company at this point yet. And that man is Hollow Wicked.
Yeah.
All glory Naz Muldoon.
Who was just on Ring of Honor last month.
He was on Ring of Honor with freaking Frightmare, who would also be nice. I would love to have Incoherence or Spectral
Dude,
Envoy,
I was so happy.
Whatever you want to call them.
I just watched that show on Sunday before the pay-per-view, and to have Incoherence versus Shane Taylor Promotions was just fantastic.
See, I need to watch that match back somehow, because from what I understand, they even got Ultramantis Black
on commentary.
On commentary. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm. Now, yep.
Imagine
you may have just sold me on a Ring of Honor pay-per-view, my friend.
Yeah,
Imagine Ultramantis Black and Danhausen.
Imagine if Danhausen was around during Chikara. So I mean,
yeah.
But then again, I mean, so much of Chikara has made it into AEW. You know, honestly, when you think about it. So,
and
AEW already has friend of the show Bryce Remsburg.
That's true.
They've had them since roughly the beginning. So.
And I'll go on a little the company may be gone, but Camp Leapfrog, the team, the companies like that that are keeping really players like Boomer Hatfield and Shay McCoy. They have their own little of what Chikara should have been. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. And like even for Alchemy, they're starting next week on Saturday mornings, just like Chikara did back in the day, like during the lock stuff. They're meshing and molding all the good parts of Chikara and good wrestlers of Chikara without, like, it's Chikara without the name. But yeah, I can't, like, I totally agree with you, Alex. Those two names that you mentioned are by far, I don't, like you said, I don't know why Hal the Wicked's not anywhere. He fits the mold in WWE. He fits the mold in AEW.
I'd like to see Hal the Wicked versus Darby Allin.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
And,
hell, I mean, you can team them too.
And you can name a very good professional wrestler whatever the heck he wants to be called. He's that good of a wrestler. He's that good of a wrestler as Dasher. He's a really good face. He's even a better heel. I want to see both of them compete on television. Period. But a good professional wrestler has to bring Sydney. He has to bring Blanca Bella.
Okay. So with that, let's wrap that up. Let's say so my thing with commentary, and I asked out there, what do you guys consider a good commentary team? I don't. In our conversation from week to week, I feel like I don't know what the good commentary team is, right? Because I feel like there's been complaints about everybody. Pat McAfee is this. Chris Jericho's doing this. Excalibur and Taz, I hear complaints about them, and things like that. So I don't know. You can't tell me that nobody's doing good commentary right now, right? Because I feel like that's where we end up down the path on our conversations. If you listen to us from week to week and what we say about commentary. So first, before we get into that conversation, that part of the conversation. So we asked before the break, how did I phrase that? Like, what do you think is, a good commentary team? What is your favorite commentary team in the chat room? And some of the answers we got, Matt Carlin's Excalibur and Taz are my favorite. Just a good time listening. NXT, but that's not a team that is the top of the that is top of the game. That from Potter, he says, I like NXT, but there's not a team that's top. I love that
Vic
team
Joseph,
too. I like
Vic
that
Joseph brings down that team a little bit because
really,
yeah, I think so. Because he's a little too plain. And I understand you need that.
He's the broadcast. I understand because I worked with Vic in Cleveland. Like, he comes from a sports broadcasting background, I do believe. Yeah, so he's that guy. You know what I mean? So like his job is to be the plain straight laced one.
But the thing is, like, someone like Michael Cole or JR, they also come from broadcasting backgrounds. They put a little bit more of their personality into it. Okay, Michael Cole, it took a little bit longer to do that.
I don't know. I see Vic. I don't know. It's just because I've known him for so long, but I see Vic. You know what I mean? When I hear him. So
I'm gonna say NXT is closest to the best announced team right now.
Okay, that's a call. That's a call. Okay.
Yeah, I would say AEW is probably second on that list. JR has been markedly better. But you still need to just cut his mic off during women's matches.
What is he doing during the women's matches? I haven't noticed.
Constantly will talk about how much women weigh.
Really?
Yes.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
The Art Donovan method.
But
the Art Donovan method.
What?
How much of that?
How much does that guy weigh?
Yeah. But like, it comes off as sexist.
Okay. Well, I mean,
because he doesn't do that for men.
Like I feel a little bit that, and I don't know. I'm not thinking about. I can't recall how he presents it, but I don't think because when we're talking about like matches on Dynamite, like we get a lot of Nyla Rose, we get a lot of things like that. So I feel like that was like that's part of the conversation, right? Like there's the weight advantage and everything like that, and what you can do to it.
He doesn't do that during guys matches.
Okay.
If he did across the board, I would have less of an issue with it.
Okay.
He only brings it up during women's.
Interesting.
And
he also came through.
I see these complaints on Twitter too. So it's not just me shouting into a void. I see a lot of female wrestling fans tweet about the same stuff.
Sure. Okay. So it's not okay. That's placed well.
I still say AEW would be perfect if they just saved JR for the main event of every pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Tina,
they just save him.
Tina's saying Tom and Corey had a that straight-laced heel dynamic that had worked at one time. So apparently they've gone off the. Wait, Tom and Corey, Tom Phillips, who's not there anymore.
Graves, yeah.
Okay.
Tom Phillips is gone. I think they missed Tom Phillips a little bit.
A little bit. He was good. He was very good. So what's happening here? Let's see what else we got. Matt says, you know what? Riccaboni and Coleman, they're the best. I'm with you. I love Riccaboni and Coleman. Like they vibe so freaking well, don't they?
Refresh my memory.
Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor.
So
okay.
and Caprice kind of had. You could say he had sort of the Rev Ron Hunt ish gimmick. It's not the same, but that kind of tone, I guess, a little bit. If you don't recall him from those days when he was active. But because he had like a pulpit like segment and stuff like that on there and everything. So, and I think I think Rev does get a lot of advice from Coleman actually. So I'm pretty sure. What else we got in here? Yeah. So there's that Derby and let's see if there's anybody else in here. So, but
I don't think anyone else threw up.
And I know I hear complaints from other commentators in the wrestling game of various levels. Some on major 3-letter companies that we have talked about on the show, that have said they don't care. Right? It's like, well, it's a YouTube show and they're having
Jimmy
fun.
Smith doesn't give a shit.
Jimmy Smith? Who's that?
Yeah. The guy on Raw.
Oh, that guy?
No.
Yeah,
what do you mean he doesn't give a shit? At what point?
He still doesn't know moves.
Okay,
he doesn't know move. Sorg, I'm sorry, he's been there 2 months.
He should be getting something.
That's not.
That guy got. This is. I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go with my statement that I put in a Facebook comment the other day around something like this. TV's hard, you guys. So
I'm not
TV's
saying
hard,
it's
you
not,
guys.
but you know what's easy?
This is not an easy thing. Research, and what did he come from? Is he an MMA guy?
Baseball?
Baseball?
Oh no, MLB.
No,
baseball's the other guy.
Yeah, Adnan.
Yeah, but I guarantee.
Wait. No, I wasn't clear. What was he from?
MMA.
MMA. Yeah. Okay. So he's MMA. Man, it's a different muscle. It's similar, but it's a different muscle. And to go in that world,
still researching your product.
It's still researching, and if he's not connecting it out there, I don't. He's got people in his ear to help him out.
Yeah, but he also has, and this is why I think Verk actually got the Raw end of the deal.
Yes,
unintended, because
he's the guy that was there for like a month, right?
Yeah, he had to be the guy to take it to commercial, bring it back to commercial.
Yeah,
talk about things, make sure everything's good. When you have professional wrestler talking machine of Corey Graves and other professional wrestler talking machine Byron Saxton, just going ba 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 ba, because Corey and Byron have this chemistry, quote unquote, of Corey hates Byron,
and they perfected it over years.
Yeah, and they started doing conversations over top of him, making him late for shit, making him cut out,
Just
making him
like
not-
like an overzealous, opinionated podcaster on Zoom.
exactly.
I don't know who you're talking about, Sorg.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So he's getting steamrolled. So I know it's a different muscle. He's the outsider, so nobody's probably giving him slack, right?
Like if he was on SmackDown,
Mm-hmm.
if either of those two were on SmackDown,
Mm-hmm.
when it's just him and
Mhm.
Michael Cole,
Mm-hmm.
that would be okay. But
that doesn't work.
it doesn't.
Because then you don't have a color guy.
Color commentator.
Because
commentator
then,
guy.
then what would you do? Have McAfee and Graves just berating Byron on Raw? That wouldn't work. That wouldn't work at all. I would hate watching Raw even more than I do now.
I would just like to, if it's all right, I'm going to interject for a second because I was thinking about this.
This is all about interjection. It's a
no.
podcast, Alex. I don't know how you do it on your Twitch channel.
I mean, I'm usually the one who keeps quiet until he gets his turn to speak anyways.
Are you like
It's
the
all a
most
thing.
polite wrestling Twitch channel ever?
Wow.
Pardon me while I express my opinion
Every
for a
one of
moment.
every one of Alex's emotes is just someone politely raising their hand.
Yes.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow. Also, wow, Sorg.
You listen to the
Like,
show. You know what we
Alex-
do here.
Good
Like,
lord.
Respect.
Alex is the only Twitch channel.
Hey, I'm like everyone who knows me knows that I'm like one of the nicest guys when it comes to stuff like this. But anyways,
Yeah.
well, I was trying
you
to say, so the point I'm trying to make here, and I was thinking about this, especially as it relates to, you know, the recent commentary from on Raw's side, especially. If the issue, because the issue Mike brought up was one that sounded very familiar to me, about like him not knowing moves and like not calling moves and stuff. Like that has been a thing with WWE, and I feel like especially on Raw, because I feel like I want to say Matt Stryker was once on Raw. He was either on Raw or SmackDown.
Oh, but Matt
one of
Stryker
them.
knows the moves.
But he also knows the moves. But I mean, there was this whole thing. But there's always been this weird mentality of how much of the actual wrestling WWE actually wants called.
Again, I want to. Oh, I'm sorry. I want to let you finish.
No, it's okay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, sir. I'll let you finish. I yield my time.
I think. Well, I just want to. The reason I'm kind of making my point is because I'm kind of seeing this like from a happy medium as far as the commentary goes. Because the thing is, we've already established, like, we know that Vince, or Vince, and if Vince is not there, somebody else is in their ear giving them instructions.
Mm-hmm.
And so there is a sense of like how much blame do I personally put on a commentator on WWE, especially on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pointing at Raw as a specific example because I feel like these kinds of issues come up on Raw more than they do on SmackDown.
Right.
But beyond that, like that, I don't know. It's just a weird WWE way of doing things, and I feel like that's almost highlighted by the changes we saw in NXT tonight. Not necessarily commentary related, but just the point of like when you see how much of a hand some of the higher ups in WWE have over certain parts of the product, you kind of see those changes.
Was that an ongoing quotation mark motion you were making there with your hands?
No, that was just me talking with my hands.
Oh,
like
okay.
I just
want to make sure we frame that appropriately for audio. And again, so I just want to make that small point. We'll go to you, Rizz, in a second.
Mm-hmm.
I feel people getting bounced out of WWE are not necessarily for skill level. Just like I've had that conversation about WWE wrestlers. That's not a indictment of them being a bad wrestler, just a bad fit for WWE corporate and personalities
it's
back
fit,
there.
Yeah.
So I just want to say that, like, Matt Stryker, we love Matt Stryker, but he's not a fit for what WWE wants, or personality maybe might be the thing, right? He's a different kind of personality. He is.
Yeah.
I've worked with him.
So.
He's way different than everybody else I've worked with on commentary. I'll put it that way. I will say the same thing about some other former WWE guys. I'm just like, okay, I get it. You know, I get why they probably didn't stick around because they're not bad. They're great. But I can see them not being great for WWE or, you know,
because
button heads or what, you know?
Pat
so
McAfee,
I get it.
Like, I don't like him, but if you would put Pat McAfee in Lucha Underground with Matt Striker, perfect fucking fit.
God.
Perfect fit.
Fuck,
that would have been
please.
wonderful. Hell, I even think Pat McAfee would do okay on like Impact.
Mm-hmm.
I think he would. I mean, granted, I'm pairing him with Striker again, but you have to have like the energy level has to jive, and I think Cole is way too reserved for McAfee. It's like when you had Heenan and Gorilla. Heenan didn't jump up out of his chair and scream, "That's not fair" to Flair. While being on camera at the same time.
But you could say, because I was thinking about this with this, where we're like, oh, these guys don't care. They go off on a thing and they're too character and not focusing enough on the wrestlers and stuff. And I do go back to Bobby and Monsoon and Ventura, you know, that were very character driven, you know, color commentators or play-by-plays, right? So like I don't feel that like now Pat McAfee is an entire other animal. Absolutely. Like I don't loop him in with that.
He's like when Piper was on.
I feel like Corey is a second coming of a Bobby the Brain Heenan, to be quite honest, or Jesse. Like I feel like he takes a lot from that cues from those. I'd love to ask him about that actually. I know somebody. There was a Corey Graves spotting in Lawrenceville today. I understand. So, but I mean, he lives in town. So, but I'll probably know one day. But it's just I don't know. I just don't. I don't think any of them are bad. I think I enjoy. I don't feel it's detracting, but I can understand how some can. I like the palling around that happens around Tony and Taz and Mark Henry and Excalibur that happens, like the vibe there. Either way, on the AEW side, everybody's fucking having fun, and that is what helps. Whether you like or don't like what they're saying about what's happening in the ring, like technically, and what's happening for the talent, the vibe from commentary there is fun, loose, not overly keyed in on shit like that, and that helps that excitement that's become what AEW has become, right? Mm-hmm. I'm happy to be there. They sound like they're happy to be there. The wrestlers look like they're happy to be there, you know, versus it feels like on WWE side, everybody's there to do a job. Right, and I mean, not a job, but like their job, right? And go like whatever the motions, hit the points, and you know if they didn't, it's a problem, and they got chewed out, and who knows, right? You know, I see the same thing with indie companies. I think I've said this recently on the show before about, hey, this company is like, we're not gonna get chewed out. You're here to get better and grow. AEW is still amazingly, when we talk about darks and elevations, at that, oh, you're just here to get better and learn and then get in front of the fans. And like, as you get better, is why I said last week about a dark and elevation is NXT, because this is where you're just going to learn, grow, get better, get used to being on TV, be exposed to the fans, create a fan base, and then you're Danny Garcia doing matches on against every fucking big name on Dynamite and Rampage, and your 2.0 son. Congratulations. That's the path. That's the path. I'm sorry. It was a long ranty thing. Rizz, I'm sorry. You've been trying to get in on this, and then I want to get to this article that Tina just dropped in the chat room after that.
So I agree 100% with you, Sorg. AEW, their announced team, perfect. Like they sound like they're actually having fun. Nobody's breathing down their neck. Nothing like that happens in WWE nowadays because it's just strictly by the book. Everything just snaps into place. But I'm into the belief of I want to feel what they're feeling. Like I want to feel like the passion, the unbridled, just passion that the announcers have. That's why Mauro Ranallo is probably one of my favorite announcers.
Mm-hmm.
Mauro,
oh, jeez, yes.
Like just having him just go insane. He didn't look at notes. He didn't look at the TV, like the TV screen that they have. Well, once in a while he does, but he's focused on the ring action. He's focused on what's happening out there and what's happening in front of him and what's happening around him. And that's why I thoroughly enjoy McAfee, because it looks like he is not in that mode of, okay, we have to be professional. Vince is watching, Vince is listening. We have to do this, we have to do that. And he's out there to make it look good. And yeah, he's acting much, but have you seen Pat McAfee? He's a bit much, cuzzo.
Mm-hmm.
he's much.
So,
but when Mauro did it, Mauro never detracted from the product.
No, he enhanced it. He enhanced it.
Pat McAfee, to me, does not enhance it.
Okay.
Because when the camera cuts to McAfee because he's standing on his chair, that makes me think he's trying to get.
Well, now there's stuff like that, but it's not like that's not.
Sorg, it happens at least 3 times during a show.
Okay, and then it's not like that hasn't happened in the past. I'm literally looking at an article right now about the coach, and it's got a clip in there of like Kane's fire hits and he falls back in the chair. They're doing spots like that with the commentary. They're having fun with that. So
yeah, but that doesn't mean that was good.
It was part of the show. It was them working together. It was making it part of the show. It's a show. So whatever is entertaining. If you're like, listen. The WWE fan to the WWE fan, or to the WWE fan, which is Vince. Pat McAfee is an antic that people can react to. And say, look at this goof and this, that, and the other thing. And we're not talking wrestling. We're talking WWE. Remember
I know. But
okay, but hold on a second. So it's part of the show. It entertains the one WWE fan, and therefore it happens. Okay, so that's, I believe, what's happening there.
Let me ask you a very simple question.
Mm-hmm.
When was the last time a WWE announcer had merch?
Well, Pat McAfee also was a wrestler.
No, announcer.
But Pat was a wrestler, and Pat is an announcer with a brand going in. Who has had a brand like Pat McAfee before he got on the thing?
You're ignoring my question because you know what my point is.
Coach, Jonathan Coachman.
No, not the last.
Who was the last one? Yeah, Jerry Lawler.
Jerry.
JR.
JR.
Jim Ross.
JR has a freaking
barbecue sauce. Raise your hand if you bought barbecue sauce off WWEshop.com.
Okay.
That's not new. That's not.
The commentaries are not the product.
Hey, I was just about to say.
No. They are.
I'm sorry, they're not.
They are part and parcel with the WWE product. You are mistaken.
They're garnish.
They are. They are a part of it.
They're side dishes. They're not the entree.
Okay.
They're not the entree.
They're the croutons of the WWE
I
salad.
disagree, because people are just excited.
When was the last time you tuned into a pay-per-view for a commentator?
Mauro Ranallo.
Right?
Okay, but was that the only reason?
I mean,
no.
I'm sorry. Is one match the only reason you've got a pay-per-view? Sometimes. I mean, it's not boxing.
Royal Rumble every single fucking year. If there was no other match on the card, and we just had a Royal Rumble, you would buy that.
I think that's a tough question, because we none of us have bought a pay-per-view from WWE since 2014. So first of all, okay.
Well,
so
we technically all
and
every
and no. And no single match on All Out was worth $50. I'll say that.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. So okay.
Okay.
I want to address
everybody?
this article, and this is actually a two-part because I read an article about Coach Jonathan Coachman, and apparently this is the one about a whole other angle. So the one I saw earlier was about how WWE will screw you over for $1. And in that case, and this is all allegations on Jonathan Coachman's part, so no direct, we're going to color with that. This is not proven fact. This is his view on how things went, so who knows. But on that side, he was making a thing about WWE about I think he got brought in for the XFL, was doing it when XFL folded. Apparently he had not yet turned in all of his expenses, which weird, he says from $8,000 to $20,000 in expenses. And I was like, why that big gap? Because all the games were on the East Coast, he's on the West Coast, that kind of situation. And actually it has been documented how many people have gotten screwed over and have sued since the folding of XFL, which was, I think, a roundabout partially caused by the pandemic as well. And just God will strike down XFL every time it relaunches. Sorry, Dwayne. But I did not know about
Sorg,
this one.
If there's one person that God shines his light on, it's Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Yes.
We all know this.
And I hate to get into this because this is disheartening stuff about a friend of the show, Corey Graves, that we're just talking about. But apparently, there's allegations. The coach says that he had the Golf Channel stuff. And remember when he was on the 3-man booth several years ago on Raw? He's basically alleging that he had to leave. They knew that he was going to be off a few weeks. Renee was on. She was great. It was Venom. Corey didn't want the 3-man booth, didn't want the coach to come back. So again, this goes to, true, partially true, whatever the case may be. But this lends to the idea, again, that it's more personalities interjecting. And he talks about comparison-wise when he worked with, and that's why I was talking about the Kane spot, JR and Lawler, who worked with him, fed him lines, wanted to make everything work. And then that was a complete opposite amongst things there. So, but I mean, that's what you always hear about. This is where, let's see, Coach, he was replaced by David Otunga and Renee during the times he was off, and he felt bad for Renee because getting thrown into that. But of course, Renee kicked ass. So,
yeah, Renee was fine.
But I mean, this is just more, and I think about the culture and the people that have had the bad experience with WWE, but I also think about, New Day, Big E, right? People that are a part of the company, integrated in the company, do very well by the company. I think if you ask them, and they've had their issues about like how much of a fight it was to make the New Day happen, right? But but of course, if you talk to them today, like they, are WWE is life, WWE is that, kind of thing. So they are integrated. They are benefiting. They are. No. Am I mistaken on that?
Woods, no.
Woods, no. Oh, Woods has been vocal.
Woods has been a little. Well, I'm not sure if you saw the one video of where he meets the fan who has the up down championship.
Okay.
He goes up to him and goes, "I'm not gonna do this until I'm 80. I'm gonna do something else after I'm done here.
Mm-hmm.
This is not the end for me."
Oh, well, he says that all the time.
And it's
he is the one with the degree.
Yeah, he's an actual doctor.
Yes.
Unlike
I actually don't know if that's true. I don't think he finished.
Oh no! Oh, I think I did. I thought he did.
I'm pretty sure he didn't finish.
Really?
I
think I remember him saying that on the New Day pod.
Anyways, he has his outs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and honestly, I think it's starting to get to him a little bit.
Okay.
Because
yeah,
because his up down stuff is being fucked up.
Cole wasn't the Breeze is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Breeze is kind of gone, but he's not really. He's just Matt in the chair. But it's like everything around him is going away.
Yeah.
And he also has the ins with like G4 that's going.
Mm-hmm.
He has his Twitch channels.
So
he has YouTubes. He has everything that he needs to not rely solely on professional wrestling.
Absolutely.
Until he's
And to clarify, according to Personal Life on his Wikipedia page, so you know it's true, he says that they say that he does have 2 bachelor's degrees in psychology and philosophy. So he does have degrees.
Yeah.
And
but
so
he changed his username from Xavier Woods PhD to Austin Creed Wins because I don't think he finished the PhD.
Okay. Well, he was working towards the Masters as of 2015. But that's also, like, I know people that have received Masters or have done partial Masters and things like that. And I think that's something that, I feel like that is something that he could complete later, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like, that's,
absolutely,
so,
yeah.
I mean, this, cool, maybe he pulled back because New Day was getting so high, he probably had to fulfill those obligations and couldn't do the Masters, right? So I mean, that makes absolute sense to me.
Yeah.
So no, absolutely, no, he gets it, and that's a guy that knows that. I mean, I the likelihood of becoming the next Randy Orton, Stone Cold Rock, Brock Lesnar, the Bobby Lashley, are so thin, right? For even anybody that's a lifer there at WWE, right? So I think that's realistic, and I think that's reasonable.
Even look at Bobby Lashley.
Mm-hmm.
How far did he come from
to
get where he was at?
Mm-hmm.
Drew. Like you said it like he was he was kind of groomed into becoming the champion, but it took forever to get to the WWE champion.
He had an exodus.
Yeah, and like he had to go to TNA, Impact Wrestling, stuff like that, around all over the place to prove himself. But then he came back.
But he was easily, I believe. Oh, geez, I think this was part of the WrestleMania documentary from this year. Like they did some background on him. I think he talked about leaving, and I think it was mostly about like he wanted to try MMA at the time, and I don't know what. I think something soured on him in WWE, and he was just like, I gotta go take a shot at this MMA right now, kind of situation. So, and he came back around. So I mean, really good,
I mean, he wasn't. Was he that good in MMA?
I don't know. I
only remember. I think I only remember him. Only remember like one match.
He was with Bellator, so I mean, it honestly, I don't know if good gets you success in MMA exclusively. Because man, listen, I'm working around MMA. I don't understand any of this stuff. Like how, like the matches, the rankings, the championships, like what determines what. It's to my understanding, it's not a clean, like it's not like a football tournament. Then again, I guess it is kind of like college football because that doesn't fucking make sense either. But it's not like a playoff. Hey, you're going to be the next champion.
College football is determined by like the NWA.
Yeah. Like it's not like this guy has so many wins and losses. This guy has so much, so he's the obviously next up. It's more about it's about booking. And promotion and things like that. It's not about anything else.
It's what have you done for me lately?
Yeah. So I mean, it's that kind of stuff, and I don't know. I don't know. It is what it is there. So I don't think he was like horrible there. Maybe he won. He wasn't probably as bad as CM Punk when he won. Not to bash on that, but
Punk is 0-1-1. It's totally fine.
Oh, okay. He tied that one. Okay, so
yeah, I think they just threw it out. I don't think he actually got the win. I think he just threw out the match.
Well, you said 0-1-1, so there's a tie.
Yeah.
No wins, one loss, and a tie.
One no decision.
Oh, no decision.
No decision.
Okay.
It's not really a tie; it's a no decision.
Yeah, it wasn't default.
You're right. I should know this. I'm so embarrassed because I've done. Well, listen, man, I've been a part of.
It's okay, Sorg.
I have shot or witnessed about 6 MMA shows in my life. I think I attended one. I attended one.
More than me.
But who seeks out MMA that isn't a big fan of it? I'm not. I'm really not. I could not. I've said this. Like I don't watch it on TV. I don't have an interest in it. I watched Ultimate Fighter back when that was on, like originally, and it was like after Impact Wrestling. But like ongoing, Brock Lesnar, a couple of fights. Right. I have no persistent interest. But man, it is kind of fun to film. So that's really fun to film, actually. So Look, there's that. So
it can't get any better than Lions Den match.
I should just watch the Lions Den match before every MMA pay-per-view we do.
That's it.
And that's my inspiration for the week. So anyway, actually I was gonna start requiring that anybody that works with me that's new, like we just literally just watch a round of a match of UFC to say that's what it's supposed to fucking look like, because it's hard to describe to some people when they've never shot it before, and we just end up with people that have never shot it before. So same when I get handed people that have never shot wrestling before, so which is not my choice. I'm not going to get into that anymore. I'm glad we're deep in the show, so that means we should find out what everybody learned in the wrestling this week. Yay! What'd you learn from wrestling this week, Alex? Unmute.
Think, sorry.
Yes, it's all right.
I'm here. I'm trying to.
I haven't heard from you for a while, so I wanted to get you in here in your fucking bright background.
It's very bright.
Holy crap! The entire tone of the room changed across my monitors when that happened.
Oh, actually, no, that's okay. I just figured out what I learned in wrestling this week. I learned that the new NXT is to the old NXT what light mode is to dark mode on Discord.
Okay. All right, I got you.
That's a very specific joke for a very specific audience.
Okay, is that audience on this show? I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
We'll find out. Rizz, what'd you learn?
I learned that because we were talking about Dark Elevation. I got it right this time. Dark Elevation with Lee Moriarty. That you can watch for Lee Moriarty and Daniel Garcia, but you're going to stay for Emi Sakura and Lulu Pencil whenever they're fucking out there.
So I'm going to play off of that. I just changed my thing because I learned that Damien's been holding out on us.
Oh.
And has a friend who lived in Japan for a time that I met that was doing photography for Rise Wrestling this weekend. And so I did the, do you know Maki Ito? And she goes, yes, I have, I think, met and photographed her. And I was like, you will be on our show. So looking for, I need to reach out to book that thing. Also, the thing I was going to say is I learned, thanks to a fireball from Jock Sampson at Pro Wrestling Conquest on Friday that I mentioned earlier, that Cole Carter will finally fit in to Chaos Project.
Nice.
There you go.
Oh, he looks so sad.
He was very sad. Also, I think he might have toilet paper on his head. Mad Mike, what'd you learn from wrestling this week?
I learned that love is real, and so is Big E as our champion.
That's nice.
Yes,
that's nice.
And also, apparently, I should bring an axe to my wedding.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that was weird.
What was that about?
You'll have to watch it and find out, Sorg.
The wedding?
Yep.
Yeah.
Do we need to live stream the wedding? What was that?
No.
I hope not, because all my gear will be in Chicago. So
apparently, I need an axe or a hatchet or something at my wedding.
Is
Willie still alive?
What?
Have we heard about
Sawtooth Willie? I don't know. I think he's still in my basement. I don't know.
Somewhere.
Sawtoothwillie.com. I think it's still up, or on YouTube. It should be there. I thought you were about to spout some ICP lyrics there.
Nope.
My axe is my buddy. I forgot the rest of it.
I'm not gonna say it this time, Sorg.
Yes.
Because I do it every time you talk.
I want my shit. A rusty axe. A little sip of Fago. And I'm not saying the other thing on the air because that's offensive. So, Alex Kahrs, thank you so much. OccupyProWrestling.com.
Yep, that's the
Yep.
What is
Yep.
happening?
Sorg, your message had to go entirely across the United States of America.
I know, but I just
So,
love the
I
thing
love.
is-
Yep.
I love how we started
That's my Jumpin' Jeff Farmer impression. Leave me alone.
Hey, and representing, it's good to be a 1X, by the way. I've wearing some shirts that were relevant 5 years ago. So there's that.
Miss Southpaw Wrestling. But yeah, no, the website's still in the works with the revamp. So in the meantime, check out all things Occupy Pro Wrestling at Power the number 2 the Smarks on most social media platforms, including TikTok. You gotta help me. I'm figuring out TikTok.
That's right. And you do. I see the notifications. You go live, pal, on your Twitch page, and I've dropped into a couple of. It's been a bit, but I know when you're first here, I know I listened to a few of your shows there. So some great conversation there. That's why I was kind of joshing a little bit about your back and forth here. So, but no, go check out.
That's how I usually am on those shows.
Yeah,
That's the trick.
There's a lot more decorum on his show than ours, apparently.
There's mayhem in our name.
Yes, he's come down from Long Beach, California, to play with us ruffians on the Mayhem show.
Are you saying that Alex has a Alex? Do you have a sheet that you run off of?
What?
Is that what you're saying?
No. No, I'm.
Well, what?
Damn, I thought I had it.
I don't.
I'm not sure what that is implying.
Yeah, I don't know what that implies
like,
either.
Like a run sheet.
A run sheet. Let me tell you.
Oh no, I don't have a run sheet.
Do you have a truck sheet?
No.
Do you have a truck sheet?
I just have.
Look
No,
at you.
I just let my buddies / co-hosts talk and occasionally chime in. That's the secret. Because I mostly run tech. I'm basically the Sorg of the podcast.
So you use my thing where, since I have to do all the thing on 5 computers in front of me, I use the entire co-host system as a crutch to do the show. Yeah, that's exactly what I do.
And I only have one computer to do it all on. So,
but it's still a lot, with the chat room and the thing and making sure everything works.
Hold on. I'm gonna show you what my video switcher is. Okay.
Okay.
It is an Elgato.
Oh, look at that! So
that is my video switcher.
That's been pissing me off. Is this little thing here that was working okay and everything? Now it's like, what the fuck is going on with it?
Welcome to Awesome.
So it's that's what's happening. And it's don't buy it. I'm pretty sure this is a no on me. I'm gonna give it another week, and maybe I'm missing something, and maybe I need to reconfigure the entire way I'm doing something to use this. But no, just don't. I mean, you know what? This would probably be fine. It'd be fine for Twitch users. Fine. I do everything. Did you see this board? Did you see this thing? I'm just learning half the buttons now on this thing. It's a 12 channel. Look at all that stuff. Look at that. I don't even know what that fucking knob does. This thing never touched this whole section. Never touched it. Never touched it. I don't know.
Touch it now.
I mean, okay, that's what happened there. Okay. What happens if I do this? It's going to take us off the air if I fuck it up. That went away. Okay, now it's back. Okay.
You found your boot button.
I don't know. There's a let's see. Let's do something. There's EFX and things like that. I don't even EQ off, low cut. I don't know what this is. I've actually never touched these buttons. I've never touched these buttons, and I'm really afraid of what's going to happen. I won't be able to turn it back off. It's going left and right. I don't know if that's even doing anything. Why is that even lighting? They light up though. That's kind of cool. I've never seen that before.
Is there one blinking red?
Yes, there's a record button over here. So there's that kind of situation going on. But anyways,
beeping and flashing and beeping. All the buttons and
always twirling towards freedom. Let's take it home. I think.
Mad Mike 483 on the tweets.
Yeah, I tweet about things.
Yeah. We're just a month out from wedding day.
I am. Hey. Yeah. Yes. Technically already married, but now we get to celebrate.
Not even a pandemic can stop you now. Well, okay, maybe it could, but
it tried.
Technically, it never ended.
Tried.
But there's that thing. So
yeah.
Sorgatron on the Twitter. Follow me in my adventures and travels, because there will be adventures and travels in the next several weeks and months. So,
Yes.
some wrestles, some MMA, some, I don't know, maybe some other ball sports. Well, glad I've been watching Ted Lasso, so I know what I'm doing for this one project. But anyways, I will be going to Michigan in a couple of weeks at the end of the month here. So if I don't know, I'm just throwing that out there.
I just watched a wrestler from Parts Unknown, Detroit. It was weird.
What?
One of the wrestlers on AEW Dark today.
It's from Parts Unknown. Did the Soul Taker get a spot
Parts
on there?
Unknown, Detroit, Michigan.
Jeez.
Also, you can follow me.
Thank you, everybody. Follow Rizz Plays Games. We'll see you guys next time. I'm going to find the outro. There it is. Mayhem out.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Do what you
This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.